What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 4th day of October, and here we are sitting just below $3 at about $2.95. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Let's do some price predictions and stuff like that. Okay, here we are. Before we actually do that, I do want to point out that Ripple partnered with UC Berkeley on the launch of its new Center for Digital Assets, the CDA. So the Center for Digital Assets in UC Berkeley is partnered with Ripple. I wonder, it's like whenever medical students are partnered with Big Pharma, I wonder if Big Pharma's pushing their drug education on the schools. I wonder if Ripple is going to push their education and also their bias toward XRP, and why, XRP, RLUSD, XRPL, why it's more beneficial than the average crypto, stuff like that. That's kind of cool. Anyways, finding out more about the partnership find out more about the partnership and learn how the CDA will advance blockchain and digital twin research with this article. If you want to click on that there. Anyways, XRP here moving down as we expected it would. Volume's picking up a little bit. I don't know if we go lower. It is possible. I mean, with that pickup in volume, it is possible. But I will say we're kind of right at the areas that we were expecting you to go to. I feel like it's a little bit lower even than what we were thinking, but something in this area nonetheless. Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame, we are pretty oversold in the 1 hour RSI being here. This is the most oversold that we've been really in a few days now, or since the 25th of September. We've moved down at quite the pace, and I wouldn't be surprised if we came back up. Do we when we come back up, do we come back down as well and form some bullish divergence with higher lows, something like that? And in which case, maybe we do see a slightly lower low, but we get some bullish divergence. We might have lower to go. Stochastics look bearish, and the MACD looks bearish too, man. That is a bearish looking MACD. 4 hour time frame. Stochastics are right where you expect them to be if you want to bounce. Definitely bearish though. The MACD overall is bullish, but you are building bearish momentum. And the RSI overall is bullish as well. We do have lower lows in the RSI here with higher lows in the price. That's good. It's hidden bullish divergence. That's definitely nice. We're at the 40 right here on the RSI, which is an area to bounce off of. We've bounced here before. We bounced there before. We could be bouncing here now. Kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Contesting the idea that we do go lower, which is nice to see. And then if we're looking at this overall, we do have these kind of higher lows here. I wouldn't say that we're right at this line. We could go a little bit lower, but we don't have to. These diagonal lines oftentimes are more disrespected than not. The lines that are respected are the horizontal lines, which if we're looking at this here, right here, these two areas of support, this area of support right here, right, we're finding potentially significance right here at this area. So we could go lower though, and if we do go lower, it's not a problem. Even if we go below this line, if we go below 290, it's not a problem. I want to look at this from a couple of different perspectives real quick. From a low to a high, right there at the 382, perfect. It's a really nice interaction. This actually, I like that. That makes me, depending on how we close this 4 hour candle, that could really make me believe that we don't move lower. High to low here. And this would make me think if we go lower, we just a little bit lower. We probably don't go below 290, but 293 holds a support, which is also at this prior resistance point here and prior resistance point here and prior kind of support area down here. The 4 hour does look very bullish. It would allow for slightly lower prices and still maintain its bullishness. I'm not afraid if it does. So I don't know what to say here. Have we found the low? Have we not? If I was making this hour or this video 3 hours, 22 minutes from now, I'd probably have a better idea, because depending on what we do in this 4 hours might determine that. But I would think that we have a chance of going lower. If we go below $2.90, I doubt we go too much below it. I really doubt we go below like 286. But I'm also somewhat curious to see if we do find support here and if we do move up. This really could be the area. Either way, tomato, tomato, whatever. We move up from here, we move down, we move up, whatever it might be. We're going to move up pretty soon. So let's talk about that. On the daily time frame, where things probably start to take a little bit more of a bullish shape. Yeah, the RSI here, very neutral but bullish overall. Stochastics are bullish and the MACD is bullish as well. We are clearly breaking out of this overall range here, regardless of how you want to look at it. I would say back here we broke out, right? We back tested it, and now we're launching away from here. But once we get above this point right here, I think it'll be undeniable, no matter who you are, that we are in fact breaking out of this overall range here. So once we do that, that sets off a cascade of things to occur for XRP. And I went over that yesterday, but we can go over that now as well. I think we're really just waiting to get above about $3.20, $3.12, whatever that is there, on a daily closing basis. Once we get there, we should really start to see this thing come to life. And I think this is just a moment where it's that kind of load the truck up, all aboard, last call for XRP. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here kind of moment before we actually rally to new highs. So if you're smart, you're probably accumulating here. If you're not smart, you're probably waiting for prices that are below these lows here, and I don't think we're going to get them. Okay, it can happen. I'm not saying that anything that it's impossible. I very much doubt that we see that happen. In fact, I'm actually curious what is the XRP shorts to longs looking like. A lot more shorts than longs over the past 24 hours. Probably a lot more longs over the past week. Yeah. A lot more longs over the past 30. Oh, wow. The shorts outweigh the longs over the past month still. That's crazy. Yeah, XRP is going to rally, guys. This thing's going to rip real freaking hard. Anyways, again, the idea here that once we get above this, we're going to be breaking out of this overall range as a whole. So once we get above that, we're breaking out. I think we've already broken out. I think we're already at that point where we've broken out, but that's debatable because we still have lower highs, right? So once we take out that high and we have higher highs, the perspective is going to shift. Everybody's going to look at this thing differently because now we're breaking out of this consolidation phase that we've been in since July. But hold up now. We look at the weekly time frame, and if we're breaking out of this consolidation phase, then likely we're breaking out of this consolidation phase, right? A break of this means a break of this. And then hold up now. If we're breaking out of that, then we're probably, we're not on the right chart for this. If we're breaking out of that, then we're probably breaking out of this. So it's a cascade of events. It starts here. You break out of this, you're breaking out of this, you're breaking out of this. And that combination of just kind of key areas of breaking out, I think will really skyrocket XRP through, man. Like right all the way up to about $10 and more and beyond, right? $13.50 and beyond is the target area that we have in mind. As far as when will you hit that, that remains to be seen. It could happen by the end of October. It could take until December to occur. But somewhere between the end of October and the end of December is when I would think that we're at about 1350 and beyond, right? That's not new. That's kind of to be expected. Anyways, let's see here. Looking at the high to the low. Again, the thought here being that with this momentous occasion of seeing new all-time highs altogether, really, we've had a taste of it, but this is a fake out. It doesn't really count. Same thing here. When we actually break out to new all-time highs, I highly doubt that we're going to stop at the first target at 837. The only next target area would be about 1357. So I think we're going to hit that. We're probably going to go a little bit above there, consolidate, whatever, and then end of cycle, final rally will probably take us all the way up, I would think, anywhere from about $40 to $70, somewhere in this kind of range here. I don't think we stop at the golden ratio. Maybe you find some turbulence there at $27. That is a significant target nonetheless. But if we take the high from the last bull market to the low of the bear cycle here, you can see that once we really get like to this area, once we get above this area, the only next area to consider would be about 43 bucks. And there's a lot of significance up here. And we've made a lot of sense of this too using the XRP BTC chart. We're not going to do that here, but just saying, man, there's a lot of significance at this $43 to $72 area, and I would expect we do see something much like this where you're moving up. Let me actually delete it, right? Where you're moving up, you consolidate, right? And then going into the beginning of next year, we start to rally, and then it's April, May time, and that's when we're in this area here. You're gonna have like a 1, 2, 3-legged move, right? We've got 2 more moves to go, one to the, or I guess 3 more moves to go, but 2 more moves to the upside to go, and in between we'll consolidate a little bit. But I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, I got nothing else. 295 now. We might be moving down to about 290 or 285, 286, whatever. It's very possible that we find support here and that we move up. I would expect next week to be very bullish for XRP. Shorts outweigh the longs by a lot. We're going to there's going to be a reckoning for that. Literally a reckoning. The shorts will be wrecked. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.